What's up, guys? Kyokai1994 here today to talk to you about anything, you guessed it, Dragon Ball, from Ball to Z and everything in between. And today, expanding the trend of Dragon Ball side stories even farther on my channel, I want to talk to you guys about a set of Saiyans from another universe that you'll never guess, and that if they had a series made of them, it could potentially spawn off and make this whole new creation for their side of their universe. To help me dive into and hash out these ideas in today's video, I will be introducing back to the channel a special guest, the man that loves many anime and hides in the shadows before he strikes. Mr.NinjaStar, how are you doing today, man?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Ninja here, and happy to be on Kyokai's channel once again. Now, Kyokai is definitely a guy I love having a conversation with, especially about, Dragon Ball, Death Note, anything like that. So I'm really excited for the topic you bring to the table here, and yeah.
You know I'm always ready to have you back on the channel. Having a good old friend that I have a good old solid conversation with is always nice to have back, and it, wastes a good 10 minutes of my life and wastes a good 10 minutes of these people's lives, and it's great because it's interesting. But if you guys haven't subscribed to Ninja yet, I'm going to leave his link in the description below so that you can get over to his channel and you can hit his sub button. You can see a couple of videos that we've done together, and you can check out the many different animes that he does videos on. It's crazy. Honestly, for a Dragon Ball YouTuber, quote unquote, which I don't want to put you in that category, but it seems that that's what most of it is. You do a lot of side stuff, which is awesome, because I don't see a lot of other people doing more than just, like, Dragon Ball, or, like, Dragon Ball and something else, and you do, like, 5 or 6 different series. It's great, and you're always up to date on everything, so it's always an interesting conversation when I don't know about the anime you're talking about, and you can school me on it. It's great. But he doesn't just do Dragon Ball content, guys, so you definitely need to go check him out. But what were you saying, Ninja?
I was just gonna say, it's interesting as, sometimes I bring in examples from other series that you may not have seen, but then, I don't need to go too crazy in detail with it. I can just give a quick example, and that makes the point even stronger. So, that was a little note, but continue what you're saying.
Oh, yeah. So, today, as you can probably guess from the intro, we're talking about the Universe 6 Saiyans, and what I think and what Ninja thinks would be kind of cool to see. I don't have a billion ideas like I normally come to the table with this one. They're kind of straightforward. They're pretty easy. It's probably what everybody else wants to see, but I'm just going to put it out there so that other people can agree and or comment down in the comments below what you guys want to see happen with these characters. But we're talking today about Kaba, Kale, and Caulifla. So I want to start off, and I would really enjoy to see this. I say it a lot, but I really like the format that they did with Jocko. Just one small chapter, and it's a full story inside of it that leaves, room for more stuff to expand and, prequels and stuff that you can do. And I would really like to see, since Kaba and all of the Saiyans actually live on their original home planet, Sadala, unlike the Saiyans from Universe 7 who had their planet destroyed and then went to Planet Vegeta and, the same thing kind of happened, but whatever. And so I would really like to see more of their home planet, and the way you can see more of their home planet is actually seeing his backstory. I always talk about wanting to see everybody's backstory. It's a great way to expand the series and, actually make content that would have people, interested, because you're you don't need to see their whole life like you did Goku, but at least seeing what, flashes and montages of things that would happened in their life, it makes you like the character more. And then if Kaba happens to be taken out in the Tournament of Power, we can be a little bit more sad. But yeah, so I really want to see Kaba and the Sadala Defense Force, led by Renzo, who was in the one episode that introduced Caulifla, his little sister. But I would really like to see, since they said he was retired, I would like to see Renzo in his prime, and I'd like to see Kaba in, I guess maybe not a prime because the dude looks 12, but I know he's got to be older than that, but the dude looks so young. But I would love to see their adventures going around and actually being good guys, because unlike Universe 7, they go around helping people instead of taking planets over and destroying planets and then being enslaved by a certain person to continue to break planets. But I think there's a lot of stuff you could do with the Kaba side story. I don't know if you have any ideas for a Kaba side story, Ninja.
I have a few of my own, but just going off what you were saying, I do like the idea of maybe Kaba does get a backstory in the Tournament of Power, and I don't want to get too off topic here, but I know in other series like One Piece, I always bring that up for examples, but it's for a good reason. Usually when someone is in between a fight or something, and they end up losing, or something's not going right in the battle, they flash back to a certain moment in their past, like maybe like when their instructor. Okay, so I'm gonna give an example. So there was a guy, Roro Zora. I'm gonna sum this up real quick. He was in a battle with a guy he just couldn't beat, and this is because the guy was made out of steel. And Zoro ultimately remembered his mentor, who taught him ever since he was a little kid. You have to be precise about how you cut things, and ultimately, thanks to that one flashback, Zoro was able to win his battle. And I feel like that was not only an interesting way of showing a little bit of his past, but also like showing like, oh my gosh, that's another way how someone can win a battle, by thinking back to a previous moment that happened that helped them. And I feel like with Kaba, we could maybe transition kind of like how One Piece did it, where it transitions over to something like with his backstory. Like he remembers something like, I fought for this so much, and he's like, I have so much to lose, and I can't just, lose his battle like this, and then he bounces back and we get a cool moment or something like that. That will be really interesting. And then what you were saying about the whole Kaba Renzo, maybe like, because Renzo, we saw he had like a broken leg and everything like that. He looked he's retired, so it would be interesting to see like Kaba and Renzo in his prime, like have some adventures together, have like a whole captain subordinate relationship right there. That would be very interesting. And yeah.
I mean, you're right. It would be interesting, especially like a subordinate kind of relationship, because like, even though I know that he sees himself a lot in Vegeta, which this would totally be before ever meeting Vegeta, but he's always he was so quick to call him like master, like help me, please teach me, that kind of thing, that it would be very interesting to see how he interacts with other forms of leadership, because with the Tournament of Power, we've really seen him as his leader. I mean, I won't say that he's the leader for the whole team, but he is the leader in the Saiyans of that team, because he's the one who put that part of the team together. And it'd be very interesting to see like his backstory, like with his adventures on the Sadala like defense force, run all the way up until the actual Universe 6, Universe 7 battle. It would be really interesting to see Vados' interaction coming to get him. And then in other side stories that I may do in the future, maybe I'll still reference it. But it would be nice that in all of these little offshoot side stories, it'd be cool to see like when Vados or main characters come into their story for the very first time, and we get to see that moment, because it really fluffs up and makes the series while we're watching it even better, because you're like, aha, that's funny because this lines up, and this is where he would be doing this and that. So I would be really, really happy if they did side stories with Renzo and Kaba and the whole Sadala defense force, because we would just be introduced to a billion more different Saiyans.
Yeah.
But I know that there was also another side story about two females that you were thinking about recently, Ninja. What were you trying to talk about?
All right. So speaking of backstories, the whole, what you were saying about the whole Renzo Kaba, that was very interesting. But while we're at it, if we give Kaba and Renzo a backstory, why not give Khalifa and Kale a backstory? Like we've seen, they already seem to know each other, because Kaba and Khalifa, I maybe I could be wrong about this, but from what I remember, they didn't really seem all too familiar with one another. So it's safe to assume they, haven't really met. But with Khalifa and Kale, Khalifa is calling Kale her prodigy, so of course, they know each other. They know each other for a prolonged period of time, and it would definitely be interesting to see like their whole what they do on a regular basis, how they train, how they do everything essentially. And I feel like if they were to do that, it would definitely add more depth to the characters. Show like, okay, yeah, this explains a lot about Kale. This explains a lot about Khalifa and everything like that. So I would definitely be down if that happened. So would you like to elaborate on that a little more, bro?
Yeah, no, yeah, of course. The one I'd really like to see is the Kale one, because I mean, we obviously get introduced to the Berserker mode, the Broly copycat. And it would be really interesting, because I don't think that that's the first time she's ever had power spark up like that. Most of it, I would assume, would be spots like Gohan, where he just rages out and doesn't know what's going on, or like when you go Zaru and you can't control it, you black out, you don't know what's happening. So it would be really interesting to see what problem she has to have so much no confidence in herself and just be so timid and so I'm bad at everything, and I know that everybody's better at me in these things. I would be really interested to see why she feels that way. And we also see Kale and Caulifla run around in this small little, I guess, like outcast Saiyan group, it kind of looks like, because I would assume that they're not part of the actual defense force. So they may be part of the Saiyan bloodline that actually does like to destroy and pillage and steal. I mean, we get to see this really hardcore, cool, edgy metal chair that Caulifla's in while she's just eating her meat off of a bone. And so it'd be, I mean, it would be really cool to see what they do, their whole purpose in, Planet Sadala. None of them had Super Saiyan, and it doesn't seem, from what I remember, correct me in the comments below if I'm wrong, but that they had zero idea that there was a transformation for Saiyans. So it would be very interesting to see, like, if they thought they were the, strongest or what, and what actually pushed them to drive into being the best Saiyan they could be personally. And personally, again, anything that has to dive into and widen somebody's backstory to me is worth reading, even if it's just a couple chapters. It could be a whole different series. I would watch it. I mean, we've seen series spawn into different series. Like, we have Naruto that's turned into, Boruto and everything like that. So it'd be really interesting to see some of these side spin-off series actually elaborate fully into these characters and give us just a little bit taste of Dragon Ball, something a little bit, another fix, and another thing to get to, another thing to read through, another thing to collect. And that's mainly what I'm into this. I mean, I love the story. It has a lot of meaning to me, but at this point, like, I really like collecting the stuff. I love when there's new information that comes around these characters, because I collect that information and store it in my head. I collect the action figures that come out, all the DVD sets. So it's more merchandise for me to spend on. I mean, that's the thing, is like, it's what I like to spend my money on. It's like what I like to spend my time with. So I always want there to be something coming out. I don't know if you have anything else that you'd like to see with the two lovely ladies of the Saiyans from Universe 6.
The two lovely ladies. What I could see it as maybe is what you were saying, like maybe making them the way they are. What's their whole motivation for trying to be the best that they can be? And with Goku, we just kind of saw he does his own thing. I think it's more like an acquired thing rather than like being influenced. And with Vegeta, a huge will of his was seeing Goku, another Saiyan, another living member of the Saiyan, and try to surpass it because he wants to be number one. And I feel like with
a lower Saiyan as well.
Lower. And I feel like with Khalifa and Kale, if something were to happen in their backstory, like let's say someone died, let's say something happened along those lines where someone they looked up to, someone that had a lot of faith in them, passed away or got killed in battle or something, and they want to honor this person's legacy and just keep going in battle, be the strongest Saiyans that they can be, and everything like that. I feel like if we were to get like maybe a little more, I don't want to say darker, but a little less kind of happy-go-lucky backstory, like we've kind of been used to here and there. I feel like if there was a little more tragic. I mean, it doesn't need to be like entirely depressing, like tear-jerking or anything. It could be something somewhat emotional, so it can add more depth to the characters, like I've been saying. And yeah, that was kind of like my little ramble on thing right there.
Oh, it's okay about rambling, especially towards the end of the video. But these are definitely our ideas that we want to see with both Kaba, Caulifla, and Kale, the Universe 6 Saiyans. And it's something that I feel like they may do eventually, maybe like a History of Trunks special or anything. Maybe a manga run. I always like manga. That's always what I'm kind of shooting for, is them to put out some more manga, because I really like it. But if you guys enjoyed the video today, I really want you guys to leave a like on the video, and I also want you guys to go to the description below and check out Ninja's channel. He definitely puts out amazing content, and it's something that we love doing. He loves putting videos together. I love putting videos together. That's what most of us are on the platform to do. Now, there are people that are on here for other reasons, but I really love that about content creators. We're here to entertain people and put out our ideas and just show our hard work on videos. Even the one picture slide videos that, I mean, there's still thought put into it. There's still stuff put into it, and it's really nice to see feedback from the audience that if you guys enjoyed it, I want you guys to leave a like. If you guys didn't like it, I want you to dislike it. If you have an idea that you think's better than our ideas, I want you guys to comment down below. Tell me your ideas for side stories with the Saiyans. I just want to know what you guys think about the series as well. I'm trying to open up a communication line, and I know I'm going to comment down in the comment section below. Ninja may even react to some of the comments down there. We just really want to hear from you guys because we love interacting with you guys. Like I was saying, I want you guys to go to the link in the description below and check out my good friend Mr.NinjaStar. He's always putting out really quality content, and I feel like you guys will find something on his channel that you'll enjoy. I also want you guys to go to the comment section below and tell me your side stories that you want to see come from the Dragon Ball series. It doesn't have to just be with Z, it doesn't have to be with Super, it could be Ball, it could even be, you know, weird universes that you want to see, even GT-like styles. So, I want to hear what you guys want to see from the future of this series. And I want you guys to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. I also want you guys to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, so that I can give you guys quality Dragon Ball content. And like I said, I've been trying to ramp up production, so I'm really trying to get 2 videos out a week, and I had a little bit of a complication recently, but I'm really trying to get back to this schedule of 2 a week. So I always want to be trying to give you something new to watch and as fast as I can. I also want you guys to have an amazing day, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Peace.